Hi guys, I'm Richard from Paranormal Now, and I'm just doing a video on a couple of things you need to know when you become an investigator. Check out as well, our website is back up as we lost the last one because it's kind of got pinched by a dodgy clothes company, and now we sell slippers. So check out the new website, which is paranormalnowinvestigations.com. It's just up. It's still a work in process, but good friend Jazz has worked really hard on it, and there's lots of information on there about what we do as investigators and other things we offer. So keep a look out for that, guys. Right. People ask me all the time about investigating. What type of things to look out for and what to do and what do you do, because we get a lot of comments saying this is pseudoscience, it's different things, right? But if you watch, obviously if you're watching this channel, you're into the paranormal, you'll watch a lot of programs out there that have some of the best equipment you've ever seen. It costs thousands, right? But they get information, and then, for example, I watched a program where they had an EVP, which is an electric voice phenomenon, and basically they said, tell my wife I love her. Now, it was from a period about just at the turn, so it was about 1800s, late 1800s, this spirit lost his life. Now, as us as investigators, if we had an EVP like that, we would look into why the person still wants to get our message across, that they don't understand that that person is in spirit as well. So that tells you that probably that person is trapped there in ether, is stuck basically. And if you help that spirit, after you've helped that spirit, you still try and relay that message. We try and find the people that message belongs to. We do different things. We try and it's great having the lights flashing, and when you do Ouija boards and all this stuff, which we don't approve of. We do them. We do spirit boards, but we feel that we do them properly. But you've got to try and, if you do all this stuff, it's no good just going look what I captured, look what I captured. There's a person that's communicating with you. It's a soul. And you need to do everything in your power to help that spirit. Yes, it's amazing. We're all looking for evidence. I love more than anything to capture evidence that confirms the paranormal 100%, that nobody can deny. But it's not the case. So you need to really think about the person you're connecting with, and you really need to try and help that spirit as much as possible. And we do house investigations where we go into people's homes and we investigate claims of the paranormal. But it's the same thing. It's not just like you go in because Bob died there and he's owned it upstairs, or it was his house. The stories we come across are just sublime. They're mind-blowing. But there's a human element as well. So in that, we help the people we investigate for. We look into what's gone on in their lives, and we look into what they're going through, and is there problems. And it's not just about investigating the paranormal, it's investigating the cause, and it's investigating there's so many elements to it that we look into with my guys on my team. It's just so many facets to it you've got to look for. It's not just about just trying to get the K2 meter right up, or REM pods, or all these different equipment, and you can have the new Connect system, and you can have all this. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really, it's still, people are going to say, oh, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. So the evidence, the best stuff that's ever happened to us has happened off camera. It's personal. And so it's not about just capturing everything. And when you've got these videos on YouTube where you've got these people saying they've got poltergeists in their house and they've got this happening, study videos like that, and you need to study all the elements of spirituality and mediumship and cleansing and demonic stuff, because we come across evil so many times, and you really need to know what to look out for. So yeah, but when you help people, we give 110%, and like, you know, we do stuff like aftercare, and we talk to people and we guide them, and if we think it's something not paranormal, we guide them in that sense, and if we think it's something to do with mental health issues or anything like that, we guide them in that process. It's not just about capturing the paranormal. Yeah, we make YouTube videos because we want to show people what we do, and we want to show people evidence of the paranormal. And we do events where we've actually lost money on some of these events we do, because we want to make it accessible to people, to show them that this is an amazing world that we experience, and we want to share it. But don't just go out there trying to get the lights to flash and trying to get things on EVPs and on your cameras. Think of the human element to it. Think of someone that's suffering. Think of someone that's trapped. Think of someone that's lost. And you've got to go step by step and look at every avenue of it. And if you do that, and more things will happen to you, because on the other side, and I can tell you this for nothing, which is what I've learned. I've been doing this nearly 20 years, and I did meditation for years, and I was guided by spirit, and they've put me in the path of these cases that you just can't believe. I mean, some of the cases we've done, me and Jazz could tell you stories all day, but you just have to take our word for it. They sound unbelievable. I mean, we got 10 stories coming out in UK magazines. I don't know if they're worldwide magazines, just UK. So, they probably go across the borders, I don't know. But we've got like 10 stories. We've had stories in magazines. And they're all amazing. But opening these stories, they'll tell the side of what we do after we've captured the evidence, and before we've captured the evidence, and what we do during the investigation and everything. It's a big process, but it's not just about flashing lights and, like I said, everything else like that. There is a big element to it. It's amazing stories behind these activities and these hauntings and stuff like that. So if you're starting out, learn everything first. Don't just go out there and just wing it, because like I said, there's negative stuff out there, guys, and what you're looking out for is, with people, in regards to people and negativity, personality changes. That's from their friends, their family are saying they've got these personality changes from themselves, how they were. You can look at photos and see if they've sort of changed in their demeanour, in their appearance. You're looking at what they fill their lives with, how their social interactions have differed. That's just a part of their personality you're looking into. Because with negativity, they do sort of there's two types of things they do when they come in contact. When we turn up, they either flare up like a cobra and they try and scare you off, or they hide completely. It's quite something. They sort of like disappear out the ether, and they're really good at hiding themselves. So there's things you can learn about drawing them out, and there's things you can learn about sending them away. You need to learn that type of stuff first, because it's all not just you're not going to get Granny Mabel that's just haunting an house and she's like happy and drinking tea and just talking to you through the ghost box, because that's not what the paranormal's about. There is quite a dark side to it, and if you're in a group and you're all you've got all a bit of niggles at each other because one personality clashes with another personality, that's something you need to be aware of. If you got personal stuff going on and you're going into investigations, and you've got to think these things like to attach onto people, because this is the type of stuff they feed from. They feed from negativity, and they feed from when you're low and if you're down and depressed. And so you've got, that's something you really need to be aware of as an investigator, is your team and where they are. Are they close? Are they balanced? Are they right? If they're not, do you take them? Do you leave them out? You know, there's so many elements to it, because like I said, if you've got niggles in the group, if people's personality clashes or they don't get on, you've got to really think about that before you take someone on a case, because it can affect the situation, it can affect them, and you don't want to put anybody that, you know, is sort of under your care in harm's way. And the things they type would do is, with negative entities, they affect people the way they feel when they look at themselves, when they look in the mirror. Their dreams, like I said, their social interaction they affect. So it's little things like that you need to look out for. They manifest as the thing that person fears the most. So it's like if they say a group of girls that live in the house, they'll manifest as a sort of dark male entity, or, you know, they just sort of play on your fears. So like I said, you know, in 11 minutes, there's a lot to take in there. But study the origins of investigating and different things. You know, I mean, you can watch the groups on telly, but what you got to think of with telly is it's really hammed up and it's hyped up, and you know, it's for TV. You know, is it embellished? Is it faked? I mean, you know, every bit of evidence we've ever captured and we've shown on our YouTube channel is what it is. It is the paranormal. You know, we've never, you know, we find stuff. It happened to us a couple of weeks back. We were going through some old footage and we haven't had a chance to put up yet because we've had a quite crazy year. And there was amazing stuff on there that's relevant today. You know, we find EVPs all the time, and if you've got evidence, that's a major part of investigating, is going over your evidence. If you've got 8 hours of EVPs, you need to listen to them. Because if you're not, and you just think, oh, I'll just listen 5 minutes, there could be 20 occasions on there, 30 occasions on there where spirit have communicated with you, and they're not going to go to all that effort to talk to you if you can't be asked to listen. So if you've got, look at every photo and study it, look at all your footage, if you're recording it, go over every aspect of the evidence you've gathered. Like if you get hits on the K2, and look how they go into responses. So if you're asking questions and you're getting like responses, you know, you sort of like, you can look at that and work out on your next case. What did I ask? What did I do? What was the difference? Were the questions relevant? Were they responses to every question? Was there a delay? Everything you do, it is all a learning curve. For me, I mean, I did a case, God, I can't think when, it was going back a long time. It was the first case I ever did, and the media got involved. And now I thought, when I started investigated the paranormal more for myself, because I went through a lot when I was younger and in my old years, and that I didn't have answers for. So that's why I said paranormal group. And the first case sort of made a snowball, and we did loads and loads of cases. I sat in the church, I'd learned about spiritualism, I learned about investigating, and I was still caught out. I was still sort of like winging it on a lot of the cases in regards to investigating. I had a lot of knowledge on what to do and how to fix it and stuff like that, but investigating, it was still, we were winging it, and we would get, you know, we were finding new techniques, and this is back in the day when all these gadgets weren't out, and we are starting to use more and more of the gadgets. We use them more to show people, because I'm obviously a medium, just stated on our page. And it's all well and good me telling people what I'm picking up, but it's better for people to see it, and that's why we use equipment and stuff. That's why equipment is important. It's important to have a visual representation of the activity in a place. So yeah, it's a lot to take in, guys. But really need to be safe and if you do get evidence and you do make contact, don't just treat it as like a circus and it's like a gimmick or it's like a party trick. It's a person. They've gone to war. It takes a lot of energy for a spirit or a person trapped in the world, just trapped on the earth plane in spirit to communicate with you. It's not just like they can just go, yeah, like I'm talking to you on this video. You know, it takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of effort. Because you think of like an EVP, they're not using their voice to communicate with you. There's no air passing past the voice box when they make the sound. The sound is energy based. They're creating the sound with their thought. So, you know, it's a big deal. So, you know, and be respectful. It's no good, I mean, we've done it once or twice where we've provoked, right? Depends on what we're dealing with, but it's not something I would recommend to be disrespectful or harsh or, you know, you really got to be respectful with this stuff. Because the more you respect spirit, the more spirit on the other side will send people who need help in your direction. So, yeah, that's just a couple of things you need to know to be an investigator. And go out there, and if you want to experience the paranormal, if it's something you're really fascinated by, you don't need all the equipment. Find the location that you know to be it's supposed to be paranormal activity. Go there without the equipment and have a personal experience, because like I said, there's some of the best stuff you'll ever experience. And then you can start thinking about using the equipment, but go with that first and you know, have a personal experience. But I will warn you, okay, and I say this to everyone that comes on the team and that I investigate, and people that ask me, once you see something, you can never ever unsee it. So just remember that, guys, right? Never unsee it. And some of the things you will see can be terrifying, and they really can. So, you know, you really need to keep that in mind. But like I said, research first before you start in this field. Learn as much as you can, and not just about spirit, about people. And think where your heart is in it. Do you want to help people? And what do you want to help them for? And what will you get out of it? You know, like I said, for me, it was just finding answers for myself first of all, and I thought there is people out there who's in the same situation as me that really do need help. So that's one of the reasons I started it for, was to genuinely help people. And it can be a thankless thing, you know, don't get me wrong. You know, we get people, some people are just like stunned by the fact we do this for free and the effort we put into it, and how much we go out of our way to help them. But and we do come across stories where people have charged extortionate prices. I'll give you an example. We did a case where we turned up at this poor girl's flat, and all her clothes were in bags, and they had no cushions on their settee, they had no mattress. They were living on basically sleeping on a single air bed, because the mother was there as well. It was a mother and daughter, and they were sleeping on a single air bed because these people turned up, charged them in on £500, and told them that their cushions on their settee were possessed, their clothes were possessed, their bed mattress was possessed, and so they basically bagged everything because they were terrified, and they had us to cleanse everything, which is savage. I tell you another case, quite a famous medium, won't mention her name, she's from America, was in the UK. She charged a family about £600. She did a Ouija board, and I asked them, watch the video on it. She did no protection, just opened a Ouija board, did the old adage, which I tell everyone not to do, is say, is there anybody there? which is like #1 things not to do when using a Ouija board, because if you say anything, that means anything. Basically, get them out of house and home, charge them 600 quid, did a Ouija board, made the situation about 1,000 times worse, and bug it off. So yeah, and that's the type of stuff we deal with. We deal with a lot of cases where people have used Ouija boards. Now there's something you need to know: how to open and close portals. Because if you need to send a spirit into the light, it's something you need to work on, and you need to be like, for that you need to learn about meditation and visualization, and you need to know how to close a portal, and you need to know how to undo a Ouija board, because that's, like I said, a lot of cases we've done. Because you got a lot of these groups now, these like tourist groups, which are going around different places, and they're using things like Ouija boards incorrectly, and they're opening stuff, and stuff's coming through and attaching themselves to people. And I've had calls, loads of calls off people that's been on these excursions, and something's attached themselves. So there's so much to it, and it's like if you're dealing with children, because you will, if you're going to be an investigator and you're coming across cases where you deal with children, you need to know how to deal with that, and because you can't take anybody's ability away. It's a free will thing. You can teach them how to develop it and control it, but it's up to them whether they keep it or not. And that stands for children as well. You've got these old myths, so you can chuck a blanket, imaginary blanket over the child and do different things, but it doesn't really work right. So yeah, you need to know how to like teach the family, which is what we do. We teach the families to become, learn to sage and smudge and cleanse the home to keep the energy down, and they learn not as much as they can, so when the child grows they'll have a better understanding and teach the child how to deal with their gifts. And you have to look into as well, you've got to think of people's religious beliefs, what they believe in, and you have to take that into consideration, because there's different ways they know about dealing with these things. So if you're dealing with it on a completely different way to their belief, they're going to think you're not really doing anything. So there's so many elements to the paranormal. You have to really, it's not just all about getting don't get me wrong, we'd all like a proton pack and a couple of ghost traps and that. Great, yeah, brilliant. I'd love a proton pack. I'd love to be blasting a proton pack at Slimer, because he's eating all the kids what do you call them, alphabet spaghetti, like, or whatever. Yeah, but it's not reality, is it? It's a big story that you have to take apart piece by piece, and we are using equipment that is sort of like pseudoscience. So there's a lot of psychological elements we use. There's so many things you can do. Yeah, the world needs evidence. The paranormal world needs evidence for other people to see. But they'll always have them people that say, nah, you faked that. You made that up, you did this, you did that. That's the nature of the world, isn't it? But what you need to know is what to do in the situation, and how to help is more important than any equipment you buy. So there we are. That's a little bit on being a paranormal investigator. I could go on about it for ages probably, but I'm just going to keep this short. A little blog. That's what Jazz W do. Yeah, there it is, guys. And just like to give a big shout out, because we just had an amazing video done by Strange But True. That was beautiful, wicked narration on it. It's just sublime viewers, and we've had loads of new people to the channel, so thank you guys for subscribing. It really means, and your comments are just epic. Oh, I love positivity and positive comments, and especially in this field, we need people to like really take it seriously. And it's like, we've done a video just not long about because we got these things going down investigations lives, and people are saying we're talking to demons and stuff. Bit of a different subject, but I'm just going there. And we've dealt with this sort of stuff for so long, we know what we're looking for. There's some elements that are new to us, that we are learning, and we are continuing to develop and getting, a knowledge base on. But we will continue to do what we do, and we'll keep it real, and we show you it as we get it. So, but like I said, thanks guys for the subscribers, and thanks for your comments. I can't tell you how much it means to me for your comments when they're positive, and when you say you like what we're doing and you like our stories and all. That's just because Jazz works so hard on the videos. I am a computer dinosaur, right? This is about, it took him 20 times to tell me to not have my phone up instead of like on the side. That's how much of a dinosaur I am. Jazz does all the videos, he does all the editing, putting it together. He's the man he is. And yeah, so it's good for him when you say you love the videos, because I love the videos he makes. And thanks for saying you do, guys. Keep watching, and we'll keep sharing. Love and light.